Welcome into the 14A Sports Radio Show. Hello. As always, the 14A Sports Radio Show is brought to you by the Big Apple Sports Pals with wall-to-wall TVs. You'll never miss a beat of the action. Call them up tonight. Get some of the town's greatest food delivered to your door. 201-858-1075. Coming up on the show tonight, we're going to break down the MLB Hall of Fame ballot.
Bullshit.
The divisional round of the NFL playoffs.
Jets got robbed.
Mully's
Nonsense.
Mully's first version of the NFL mock draft.
That's good.
We didn't turn in our man cards, but we watched The Bachelor on Monday.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Simultaneous with the national championship.
We did.
Yeah,
we did.
it
We're
was
multitasking.
Non-stop drama.
Yeah. Dude, those chicks are smoking hot.
They are.
It's unbelievable.
Each of them looking like they're trying to relive their prom days, rolling up out of the limo, all dressed up, all fancy and
They're
whatnot.
doing a hell of a job of it.
I love that
I'm
shit.
gonna sound old here, but girls didn't look like that when I was 25. I don't know. And
Girls
then-
don't let that now. Where are they?
Only a couple years removed from 25. I mean, sweet Jesus, it's amazing what they're doing with technology and, physical appearances nowadays.
Oh,
HD
man,
is,
tremendous.
not HD the producer, but HD on TV.
That's right. Those are beautiful TVs down there at the Vic. And speaking of the Vic, we will be down there on Saturday for the first birthday of 14A Sports. We're coming up on that. June 13th is the official first birthday.
Birthdays was the worst days.
Now we sip Coors Light cause it's Thursday.
Yeah.
K-Shine was just in the building
Yeah.
freestyling, but we could do this.
He'd
this.
be jealous about
Cookies
that.
and
that
cream. Cookies and cream.
Make sure you're following K-Shine out there on Twitter. I don't know what his official handle is, but you
Search him.
type in K-Shine.
That's all right.
KAY_shine for all our rap
Underscore.
fans out there hanging
Underscore,
over
underscore.
from the last show. But let's get into the 2-minute drill.
Boom. Bangers.
Boom, boom, boom. All right. So, as we said on Monday night, we had the BCS National Championship. Florida State Seminoles emerging victorious in the game, 34-31 over the Auburn Tigers. They win their
The luck
first
ran out.
national championship since 1999. Big win for the school there, and their third in school history.
Hey, the best player in the field, took him the distance against, I guess, a mediocre defense. But, he's a Heisman Trophy winner. It all fell on his shoulders, and he came up big in a clutch. But, you know what? Auburn had that game, man.
Oh, yeah.
Auburn
Sure did.
absolutely had that game.
I mean,
And they let him off the hook.
They get the kick return for the touchdown.
Yeah.
And then Auburn goes down, puts himself back up after they let him get back into it, and then they let that 5-yard screen, that slant pass,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
they
two
broke
defenders
it.
just totally miss it. And
They tackled each other.
Yeah, I might be the only one in the nation who thought this was a shitty game. I hated the
Well, the
game in
first
the
half
first
was
quarter.
terrible.
I hated the game in the second quarter. And I didn't like the third quarter any better. Only 3 points there in the third quarter.
I mean, but the finish kind of makes it. It
Yeah.
changes the whole narrative of the game.
Everybody wants to take a look at that last drive, but you got Mason, who runs the ball there for Auburn.
Mason was the best player on the field.
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
way.
At about-
200 yards. I mean, against that
Dominant.
defense.
Dominant.
Now when he scores, the two FSU defenders, they're tackling him like he's a piece of paper in the wind. That wasn't looking good. And then Winston,
how you do
and then Winston's throw right there. Who we just talked about that first drive,
I
the
don't
first
think
throw on the
Winston-
drive.
I don't think Winston looked good, especially
No, he
against
didn't
a bad
look good
defense.
at all. And Auburn, we know that they give up the yards, they give up, the big plays and stuff like that. But they did enough, obviously, to get here to the national championship.
But you got to give Winston credit. He did play
I don't
poorly.
have to
but
give
he
him any
gets,
credit.
He gets the ball with how much? 2 timeouts. What, a minute and a half left
Right.
around there, and he takes his team down the field. Granted,
Yeah.
he got a big play, but those receivers have been making plays all year. Now, how about the play in the end zone, the interference?
With interference.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
interference.
Right?
Yeah, no doubt
Got to throw
about it.
that flag. Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
really-
He wrapped the left arm around and he turned him.
You
Right?
hate to
So-
see the game kind of decided on that play, but you got to call it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was blatant. That was a more blatant interference than, and they were ranking national championship games on throughout the week.
I think I know where you're going here.
Yeah, the Miami, Ohio State. Miami. You remember where we were?
I sure do. Shout
Yeah.
out to Jay's Tavern, letting
Yeah.
us in at 18 years of
Yeah,
age.
it no longer exists. I guess.
I was at OJ Max before,
there you go.
when it was OJ Max and
Nice.
just opened up.
Yeah, but they got that interference call. They wound up winning the national championship on that, and that was questionable at best. Man.
Oh, my God. That was
ridiculous.
no interference. No interference. They just gave that title right to the
So
Buckeyes.
at least this one was, it was a legitimate call, and Trey Mason was the best player on the field. Little premature that little Heisman pose though he gave.
Yeah,
Scoring,
yeah.
man. Little premature.
Gotta know
Jameis
that's
showed
gonna
him,
happen.
Premature victoration.
I guess Jameis kind of showed him who got the trophy.
All you gotta
And
do
then-
is look at ESPN.com.
How about Jameis in the post game speech.
Just black.
He
was tremendous. He was absolutely tremendous. I loved every second of it.
And then Mrs. McCarron trolling him on Twitter. Was that even English? And then
Catherine Webb.
Webb favorites the tweet.
Accidentally.
Gotta love it.
She didn't mean to.
Sorry, my big ass.
Somebody hacked her account.
Right.
That's what always happens whenever you send out something by accident.
That was the Will Hill strategy.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so moving on in the 2-minute drill, Johnny Manziel, as you know, it's no big surprise. Johnny Football declaring for the NFL draft.
Is that your new boy? Did he replace Taj Boyd?
He sure did. Oh yeah. I've liked Manziel. I've always liked Manziel, but I don't think that anybody knew that he would make the significant leap up to the the top 5 of the draft.
The Bernie Manziel is going to take over.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be careful with my Bernie Manziels tonight. I'm gonna use them at
sparingly.
I mean the money's gonna be thrown all over the place.
It's gonna be like twerking. Like it's gonna be out there, but not like on the main scene until like one day it's just gonna catch fire.
You should have had K Shine throw it up.
You know what I'm gonna do?
You might have to copyright this. I don't know. If
I might have to. Now I'm definitely gonna pull it out at the birthday party on Saturday.
Oh, man, gotta.
Speaking of that, I don't think you told anyone where the Vic was because I really didn't know.
Now the Vic is down on 4th Avenue or 4th Street and Hobart Avenue. If you're coming off the back highway there, what is that? 440, 185.
Right behind the dad.
You make that left down there, follow that winding road around the Cal Ripken baseball field.
You gotta start social media in that bad boy.
I've been.
All right, I got to get out there.
So
pumping it.
Johnny Football, right? No surprise that he's going pro. I like how he had like a big announcement. He has to talk to his family right before he goes pro, and he actually tweeted that he hired an agent before he announced that he was going pro. So it was a no brainer.
I mean, he's been going pro since he won the Heisman last year.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
The only reason that he stayed in was
the whole autograph scandal. That was great.
The agent that he hired, I believe it's Maverick, whoever it's LeBron's
Maverick
boy.
Maverick Carter.
Yeah, so he's in LeBron's camp already.
So he didn't go with Jay-Z?
I don't know. I don't think if you go with Jay-Z, start texting out dick pics, sending your clients out to Seattle. Gino.
Oh, Geno Smith. That's right. Yeah.
He texted a dick pic.
Yeah.
I saw his dick. I didn't want to see his dick. I didn't want to see it.
All right.
Don't lie.
I don't know where we're going here.
Don't
so back
lie.
to Johnny Manziel. How high do you think he goes in the draft?
Oof. I don't know.
I think he gets number 1.
He's top 5. I think he's
he
no
could
brainer
take
top 5.
It's a very interesting decision because now the Texans are saying they might be shopping that number 1 pick.
They have to say that. Why wouldn't they say it? Of course they're gonna field all offers.
They trade down, get Manziel, keep him in Texas. Show the fans.
I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a good thing to
that.
keep in Texas. I don't like when guys stay home. I don't think it's good. I really don't.
Ray ain't coming home.
I mean, like it's not like he was like he comes from money. It's not like him. I know he'll have a lot more money once he gets to the NFL, but I mean, I think he's handled all the pressure and all the spotlight. I mean, obviously he hasn't done it in a typical style,
right?
But he's still come out and performed every single week and put up sick numbers and made some of the best plays in college football all year.
Hey, what do you want?
So if you want to talk about
it's
like an on-performance, on-field thing, I mean, I think he's handled himself well. I mean, obviously some of the stuff, when he's 19 or 20 or however old he is, it's like I'm not worried about him.
I agree with that, and I love him for it. Like, more power to him, but I think it's good if he gets away from that. I really do. I think it would be a positive thing. And also, you want to talk about on the field, I don't think he fits Bill O'Brien. I don't think that's what Bill O'Brien's going to do. I think Johnny Football fits more into a West Coast system. He showed he can make the throws downfield, but I think he's a more West Coast guy. He's throwing the ball downfield, but that's not his strength. I think he'd fit better in a different offense besides Bill O'Brien. I'd be surprised if we went number 1. I'd be very surprised.
And we'll get into this later because you got the mock draft out there.
I do.
Oh yeah.
But and even a lot of the coaches in there aren't set up yet because I think Cleveland's still open. I mean, a lot of those guys in the top 10, are still kind of. So that could also dictate a lot of different needs areas for.
I'd like to see him go to Jacksonville and make that a relevant franchise.
I feel bad
it's going to take a lot.
It's going to take a couple Bernie.
He could party with Blackman.
I'd like to see him in
those two
Cleveland.
would be nice.
Oh
nice party duo.
Oh boy,
that'd be terrible.
Blackman, please come back. All right, so moving on. The last topic that we got here on the 2-minute drill. J.R. Smith fined $50K up to his usual antics. Apparently, he's got a new shoelace fetish going on out there that we didn't know about. Apparently, he does. What was that? He did it in Dallas, I believe.
Dallas was it where it first happened, and then Detroit he did it.
And then last night, and then this comes after the league warned him, Woodson warned him, and then I saw on the bottom line before I left the house this evening, Knicks opening all channels of trade for J.R. Smith. I don't know who the hell is going to want him.
They just signed him to a deal.
Yeah,
they're just trying to move the money. It's Who's going to take J.R. Smith right now?
I don't want J.R. Smith.
He's actually on a
Man,
decent
I'm not an
contract.
NBA
He's only
GM.
getting about $6 million a year, which I mean, for
Is he worth $6 million right now?
Hell no.
No, I mean, but you know,
I could go shoot
you
for
see his
20.
potential. You see how he played last year during the regular season. You saw he could carry a team at times on offense.
He's out of his mind.
But yeah, I mean, but that $6 million comes with the personality too. It comes with the negatives as well as the positives. But then I also saw something too, just right before we got in, that the Knicks are just trying to scare him with the trade talk to be like, hey, get your
You
shit
ain't
in
gonna
line.
scare JR. You ain't
I
gonna.
don't think that's doing anything.
They already
But
cut his brother, and he got all upset about that. You cut me
You
like a
cut
knife.
my brother.
They gave his brother a guaranteed contract, gave him basically $500,000, and then
doing
cut
nothing.
him. Are you kidding me? That's betray. I wish someone would betray me like that.
when 29 other teams in the league said that guy wouldn't even make a freaking roster.
All right, back to the shoelace, though.
All right.
Is that a big deal? I thought it was funny. I guess the
think
fact
so.
that he got warned, that's not a big deal.
No, it's silly. It's very silly. I mean, you're right. It's not a big deal, but I think,
$50,000?
the talking heads think it's a ridiculous thing, so
$50,000
we were talking
for
about it.
untying someone's shoe?
I guess he could get like an upper advantage if he got the rebound in there. You're looking at
If he tied them together, like the guy fucking tripped, maybe.
I don't know. The last time I tried to untie someone's shoe, I got questioned by police. It wasn't a $50,000 fine.
What
but-
happened? What?
else?
Wait,
What else?
wait. Elaborate, please.
What else were you doing while trying to untie his shoe? A little ZJ action?
That's classified information.
Where was it? Did it involve Geno Smith's?
I wasn't. I was not questioned by police. That was just a joke on a ride.
But $50,000
right.
for the shoe? I think that's
tough.
absurd.
That's a steep price.
You know what? Part of that is just because he's J.R. Smith and
Correct.
he's an idiot.
Correct.
That's definitely part of it.
Yeah, that's about 75% of it, I would say.
Like, if it was someone normal, that would just get laughed off.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if anyone normal would do that continuously, but
no.
Screw
who
them.
knows? I think that was ridiculous. I don't even think that's a story. But I guess it is since they fined him $50,000, which I think is outrageous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little ridiculous. All right, when we get back from the break, we're going to listen to Vern bitch and moan about Mike Piazza not getting into the MLB Hall of Fame.
It's absolutely absurd. It's an absurdity. It's the best hitting catcher of all time.
I agree.
True story.
And we'll get
agree.
into that.
15 minutes.